Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting episode 1 of Band of Brothers. Really pumped, really excited. I've actually already seen it before, but it was so many years ago. My grandfather actually used to have a black box where you were able to get basically almost every channel. So I was able to watch almost every NBA game, wrestling match because my grandfather loved wrestling, and I was able to luckily be able to watch Band of Brothers. It was definitely a while ago, but I've seen clips there and there to kind of remind me about how amazing this show is. And I kind of just told myself, let's go ahead and rewatch it, especially me at an older age and kind of definitely dissecting it and truly enjoying it. Me being a lot older than I was when I did watch it, what, like so many years ago, right? I was like 10, so like 18 years ago, maybe. But yeah, I'm really pumped. I'm really excited. Let's get into episode 1 Lego.
Who would like to volunteer for Navy or whatever. And then they said, who would like to volunteer for the airborne? So he says, what the hell is the airborne?
That were for committed suicide because they couldn't go.
It's just sad because there's individuals out there that believes that they feel like there's an obligation to be able to be involved in something like this, something traumatic that you feel like you need to be a part of to fight for your beliefs and so on and so forth. And being told no, you end up getting to a point where what are you gonna do? Just sit around while other people are actually fighting for you or whatever. So you end up getting really, really down and to a point where you might feel like that and want to do that to yourself. It's sad.
And the guy giving the speech was saying, but you get paid $50 a month more. So that made it $100.
Definitely $100 at that time. Definitely 1944. 12 days before my birthday. Not the year, the actual date. Looks like they're in Britain. Oh, there's a lot of familiar faces. Yeah. There's hella familiar faces. Pause. I do know that Damian Lewis, Captain, Major, Lieutenant, Winners. I don't. I believe he had so many titles at the end of it. Like I said, it's been years, but I just found out that he was actually married to Helen McCroy, who did pass away. She was in Peaky Blinders. She played as Aunt Paul, Thea Paul. Yeah, rest in peace to her. And I did not know they were married until I think about a few days after she passed. I then found out that they were married, and it was just very ironic in the sense of like two of my favorite shows, The Band of Brothers and Peaky Blinders, and them both being in it, and two of my favorite shows. Yeah.
Channel Coast is socked in with rain and fog.
See, a lot of these people look familiar.
No jump.
Like outside of Band of Brothers, I mean. They gotta take off all that makeup. They gotta unbag all their bag. Oh, Michael. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Michael. Yeah. I love his acting. Great actor. I did not know he was in. I did not realize he was in this.
How are your men?
They'll be fine.
Also, understanding the amount of stress of you getting on the airplane, doing what you're supposed to, that you're given to do, and it just continues. It tells you again to be that's postponed, and the anxiety, that stress that you have has to just sit there rather than just kind of, I guess, getting it over with. And like some people probably want to just rip the band-aid off and just do it and just let's get this ball rolling rather than kind of just sitting around and feeling the anxiety and stress is when it's going to occur. They just want to do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's how everybody's feeling, but definitely that's how I would be feeling. Just let's just get this over with. I don't want to sit here and anxiety and just think about when it's going to occur and having the courage to just tell myself, hey, it's probably going to be over for me. I just got to go and do it. And for it to be postponed, it's definitely stressful. Definitely. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it does a little flashback. Oh yeah. Oh, it's in Georgia, okay. Right. Okay, there's one there in boot camp. Okay.
People are at the
My gosh, Ross.
position of attention.
I do remember him in the show.
In the rear sight aperture, pass revoked.
That's rough. Oh, Abraham! I forgot Abraham was in here. I was very lucky to meet him in real life, so that was definitely cool.
Long enough to notice this. Revoked. Sir. Name.
Malarkey, Donald G.
Malarkey. Malarkey's slang for bullshit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You want to kill Germans?
Yes, sir.
Not with this.
I mean, you can give him tetanus.
Now, thanks to these men and their infractions, every man in the company who had a weekend pass has
Dang.
lost it.
Yeah, good. They need some female
The guy on the right who's about to throw that rock. He first time I ever seen him was in Supernatural. He was Loki, I think, in Supernatural.
Not help that
Oh.
man! Do not help that man!
Dang. It's all about keeping a nice pace. Ooh, that's high up.
That may be good enough for the rest of the 506.
Come on, Abraham, you got this.
I'm gonna say something.
How come we're the only company marching every Friday night, 12 miles full pack in the pitch dark?
Good question.
Lieutenant Sobel hates us, sir.
Lieutenant Sobel does not hate Easy Company, Private Random. He just hates you.
Them having to run in the middle of the night makes sense because, to be honest, like for airborne troopers, when they do get thrown into France, I think this happens during D-Day, I think. So when that occurs, understanding the whole issue of there's a chance you might not sleep. There's a chance that you'll be up for days at a time, or you can probably have 1 hour sleep there and there just to be able to have be able to muster up some type of energy for you to be able to push forward. So obviously there's things that he's doing that can obviously make them be able to survive in the climate and the environment that they're going to be placed in. It's just at the same time, it does suck. You are going to hate the man.
CO's order, you will upend your canteen.
Now, Lieutenant.
Pour him.
Oh my gosh, what's his name? From Shaun of the Dead. Why are you?
Who is this? Christensen! Why is there no water in your canteen?
Don't yell at Michael.
You will fill your canteen and repeat all 12 miles of the march immediately.
Yes, sir.
Fall out!
Dang.
I want the names of 6 men, their infractions, and your disciplinary recommendations on my desk by 0130. Is that clear?
What infractions, sir?
Find some.
Wow.
It was our turn.
Very smart.
You just broke both your legs, Private Gordon.
Yeah, that was a terrible jump. Oh. Well, sad thing. You might see stuff like that. Makes sense.
You have 50 minutes to the top and back, and I will be watching you.
50 minutes. Well, didn't it take them like 23 to get all the way up to the top? Dang, they hella spread. That was nice.
Pornography, contraband. Non-regulation clothing, contraband.
My gosh.
Has spare time for so much correspondence.
Bruh, well, the 5 minutes you give him is probably like he writes. It's probably like a journal to him.
Lieutenant Nixon thinks this is a can of peaches.
Well, it is, sir.
That is incorrect, Lieutenant. Your weekend pass is canceled.
Oh my lord.
All weekend passes are canceled, officers included.
You're gonna become the most hated man in the whole area. There's gonna be an accidental grenade or something that coming out your way if you continue the way you're going.
I think a special meal before their afternoon off would be a welcome change of pace. Would you agree? Yes, sir. I like spaghetti.
Well, that's nice, but that's a lot of carbs.
Spaghetti. This is palmy noodles with ketchup.
That's hella nasty.
No, I'm eating here.
I knew it. I do not remember this, but I knew something like this was gonna occur. Wow. They're gonna be barfing everywhere. You talking hella shit, bro. You should have ate some spaghetti before you walked up here.
There's an ambulance waiting for you at the bottom of the hill. It can all be over right now.
I do understand, like, he's obviously being an ass at certain things and everything else, but at the same time, this training might actually save their lives, which is your performance when you practice and sports and this setting or anything else. It tends to display your performance when the actual event occurs. So definitely understanding exactly what he's doing. I mean, consuming a big hearty sense of food and then having to run out there, very similar situation in the sense of like you're trying to consume any type of food. You might go to a small town in Germany and France and wherever, you're consuming some type of food in your body, and then you're having to react instantly at that moment because there's a mortars going off, or you're getting flanked by some German troops or Italian troops or whomever, and you got to react, and you got to be able to run at a certain pace if you need to get out of a situation even when you're full. So fully understand all that. Oh, Al Capone from Boardwalk and a few other wonderful things. I love his acting. I did not know he was in this. Oh, it's wild. Boardwalk Empire I would love to maybe rewatch. I love that show. You're talking all that mess and look at you stressed. Oh shoot, yeah, that can occur. You're getting paid the extra 50 to jump out the airplane.
I just think, if you had any class or style like me, someone might mistake you for somebody.
You mean like your fucking sergeant?
I'm just kidding.
Congrats. They're running simulations now.
Let the enemy team come in our killing zone.
They're right out there somewhere. Let's just get them.
Sir, we have perfect cover here.
Lieutenant, deploy your troops.
Why are you rushing? It's all about being patient. Bruh. Oh my gosh.
Captain, you've just been killed, along with 95% of your company.
Yeah. This is super important. The people literally would have been dead. That's wild.
You'll learn him pretty quickly. No flaws, no vices, no sense of humor.
It's a little jumpy in the field.
Mm-hmm. He gets jumpy and then you get killed.
He heard. For some of it.
We screwed up one maneuver. Well, you know, I'm always fumbling with grenades.
A neighbor that I consider my grandfather, who actually just recently passed. He was telling me he was a lieutenant or captain or something high up during Vietnam War, and that when an individual who was a leader continuously harassed and pissed off people at the boot camp or in Vietnam or anywhere else, there was times where an accidental grenade was thrown into their building while they were sleeping, or in their little barrack or room or whatever, and things like that did occur when you did piss them off. So that's why I'm saying that there's a line and understanding that you have to, put the grind in to be able to survive out here, but you also need to be able to have a balance of that, because that stuff does occur. I don't know if it occurred specifically during World War II because everybody was all riled up to move forward, but definitely during the Vietnam War and all that, during the Cold War and all that drama, that situation probably occurred a lot more than it did at this time. But yeah, just kind of...
Nice. What are you gonna do when you get into combat?
Oh, I have every confidence in my scrounging abilities.
Hitler gets one of these right across the windpipe. Roosevelt changes Thanksgiving to Joe Toy Day and pays me 10 grand a year for the rest of my fucking life.
My brother's in North Africa. He says it's hot.
Really? It's hot in Africa?
Shut up. The combat, the only person you can trust is yourself and the fella next to you.
Oh, yeah? What if that paratrooper turns out to be Sobel?
That's a great question. Nice. But it will be a moving target, though. That's the difference. And also, with tanks and so on, you got to be able to hit the right spots. Why are you running out? Oh my gosh. You don't want to be out and about in the middle of, like, you could literally get shot up right now.
Get him. Take cover behind those trees.
Yeah, they're out and about. They literally could have got shot up. They all would have been dead by now, to be honest with you, most likely.
That's not the point. We're the goddamn. Where the goddamn hell are?
This man can't read a map.
Get a good mage, you can goose this smuck. Get us moving. No way. Oh, yeah, yes.
Oh, that's hella messed up. I do not remember this. Oh, that's funny.
3, isn't that the intersection?
No, sir, it's here.
They would have been dead.
Is there a problem, Captain Sobel?
Who said that?
think it's Major Horton, sir.
So done.
Goddamn hold up, Mr. Sobel.
Now you cut that fence and get this goddamn platoon on the move!
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. We'll get those wire cutters out. Yeah.
We have to move.
They're hella late.
You've done it now, Yanks.
Who was the idiot who cut that man's fence?
Oh.
Major Horton is on leave in London.
That's sad. That farmer's not happy.
With Captain Sobel's compliments, sir.
Now, for crying out loud.
What happened?
Court-martial.
Why?
No one told me, sir.
I telephoned.
I'm courted with a family that has no telephone.
And sent a runner.
No runner found me, Captain.
Irregardless, when given...
No.
I performed my duty as I was ordered, sir.
And I disagree. Or you may initiate a letter of appeal and request a trial by court-martial.
You better sign that letter.
You spend your weekends on the base anyway, Dick. Be a man, take the punishment.
Be a man, bro. You be a man and understand you can't lead a team. There you go. There you go.
I request trial by court-martial.
There you go. Yeah, you're tired of putting up with this shit. Yep.
We'd all better be clear of the consequences.
I don't care about the consequences.
John.
I will not follow that man into combat.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather get shot now than possibly killed instantly in Germany. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you look at the two options, that's kind of the two options you're given. Especially if Sobel has his performance in the training camp, the simulations. That's what you're getting from it. Nah, like, you know, I do get it. Like, you're gonna die anyway, in a sense. So it's better to attempt to tell the general or the commanding officer, not like, yeah. No, I fully understand. That's egos. That's all I will say. I think he's such an awesome actor. He played Babyface Nelson, Al Capone, a few other things. He was in Peaky Blinders for a minute. He's done other things. I just can't. Those are the three main things I do know. I remember from him. Yeah, I get it. Definitely.
All right, boys.
I'll probably do the same. Because to be honest, it's you're already signed up, sacrificing yourself already for a cause, and you're not happy with leadership.
Sergeant Harris.
Sir.
Turn in your stripes, collect your gear. You are hereby transferred out of my regiment.
Why only him?
Get.
You gotta reevaluate the leadership and why they're doing this. Displaying respect to that man.
Division has established a parachute training school at Chilton Foliot. The idea is for non-infantry types who are vital to the coming invasion, such as doctors and chaplains, to take jump training there.
That's the way to do it.
Reassigning you to Chilton Foliot.
Giving him a compliment. And then, yeah, giving the bad news. It could be good news, I guess, in a sense. It's definitely frustrating, though, from Sobel's point of view, but understanding they're not going to let you just sacrifice all those individuals just for your ego at the same time. Dang.
Well, some of it's from the Ermans. Some of these tailors knocked up. A few lads, actually, so I can get your mince pies with some of this Jerry Clobber, if you know what I mean.
No.
You set bag with ammo, my webbing, my 45, canteen, 2 cartons of smokes, Hawkins mine, 2 grenades, smoke grenade, gamma grenade, TNT, this bullshit, and a pair of nasty skivvies.
Well, bro, you don't have to be cigarettes then. I mean, you don't have to bring chocolate if you want, still cigarettes, less than it.
Heavy. Condoms? I don't know, probably. What you got?
Garnier's brother in Italy? Henry? Kill him.
Oh.
For me, I tell him. A couple hours before we jump?
Yeah, that's a sticky situation. Doing it now, or I don't know. Maybe not telling him. I don't know.
Bill Garnier's brother.
Oh, that's sad.
Sorry about your brother, Bill.
Sorry for my mom.
That's sad. Giving each of them respect. Oh, don't fall, my guy. This is so well done. I forgot how well done this show was. So far, at least. I would not be on that. That's well done. I'm not gonna lie, probably after this show, I'm gonna go ahead and watch The Pacific. I only actually watched about 2 or 3 episodes of The Pacific, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. So that's definitely something I do want to watch. This is gonna get hectic. I know it's going to be, especially just the whole airborne aspect and it be, ships getting shot down and everything else. Like, that's gonna be it's gonna be a hard watch, that's for sure. But yeah, no, this I do remember this show being just an awesome show in general. The lives of Captain Winters and the rest of that group, the Easy Company. I'm definitely excited to continue to rewatch this, especially after it's been so long since I've watched this. But yeah, kind of reflecting back, kind of overall in general, what I did want to say from everything else that I did say throughout this show, throughout this episode specifically. Even though training sometimes very difficult, whatever you end up display, like I said, in sports and anything else, whatever you're actually being able to display training wise, practice wise, will definitely show up on the court. It'll show up in the actual event, the actual thing. And so you're wanting to always do the best you possibly can and train for the most possible ridiculous, crazy situations, even though it might not be a situation that might not occur, but you're trained and you're mentally prepared for that, no matter what. And that's something that's definitely needed, required, understanding, because there's not going to be a quote-unquote teacher right next to you, especially too when you're airdropping. You're going to be there's a chance you will be by yourself, and you're wanting to have some of that survival instinct, that survival training and understanding of what to do, when to do, and be it, especially because when you're airdropping, I mean, it's going to be scattered of individuals. You try your best to obviously not let that happen, but when stuff is getting destroyed, when your airships are getting destroyed and everything, you have to possibly jump out before or after you're actually supposed to, or whatever the case might be. or it's obviously getting shut down. You're flying, you having to maybe make that jump right there and then because you got shut down or whatever the case might be. So definitely paratroopers, you end up in a situation or you end up getting in the water, like in a little lake or whatever, and being in a situation where you just have this white, like there's just hundreds of situations that definitely can occur while you're up there. And I mean, sad to say, you can get shot by something while being in the air. Something you definitely don't want to get shot by, specifically an artillery shell or something like that. Like, a lot can happen. So you can all obviously only train for so much, but you want to be able to be trained up to a point that you yourself can take yourself out of that situation. Obviously, when you're in the air, you can only do so much. You can't deflect or dodge anything that's coming in your way. But definitely when you get on the land, you're able to, whatever you can actually manually do, whatever you can stop from something happening to the best of your ability, that's when your training kicks in. And so as much as Ross, Sobel was horrible, mean, egotistic, and everything else, at the end of the day, a good chunk of stuff that he was doing was beneficial. Sucks to say that, but it definitely was beneficial. But like I said, sometimes there is a line, and I think and from what I remember, that's where Captain Winters come in, where there's respect, there's understanding, there's a line of needing to be trained to the fullest and hardest, but also understanding to respect these men because they're all volunteers. None of them was forced upon it. There was no draft, right? They're whatever. And so understanding that aspect and having respect for these men, especially too when you're training this hard and you're taking away their passes for the weekend and getting upset because you're writing. Like when you're a lot of times when people write, especially doing that or traveling or whatever, a lot of it's sometimes just letters. I mean, it's you journaling. You're expressing your feelings, expressing what you see on a daily basis, even if it's a 5-minute writing. I mean, I write pretty fast, so I can probably write a page. Obviously, going through college and stuff, you gotta write. You gotta be able to put your thought on a paper pretty quick. But going through all that, like for you to get mad because he journals, like literally journals, but he sends it to his loved ones, their loved ones, whomever. It's wild. It's that's what frustrates me the most, is that part right there. But yeah, I do appreciate y'all, and get ready for episode 2. Peace.